Time to meet the men from the ministry. Join us now for a quick canter down the corridors of power with Norma Ronald, Ronald Baddiley, John Graham and the men from the ministry, Richard Murdoch and Deryck Guyler. Our story begins, as usual, in the General Assistance Department, where that eager young executive, Richard Lamb, is watching Secretary Mildred Murfin complete that traditional ministry task, a spot of filing.
Here we are. That's finished. No more filing today.
Well done, Mildred. That's made your nails look much better.
Do you think we could do with another coat of paint?
Not now. I should get your shoes on again. Mr. Lennox-Brown will be here in a minute. Besides, you don't want to tire yourself out.
Well, it's almost time for 11:30. But I think I'll line your drawers with blotting paper first.
What?
The drawers of your filing cabinet, Mr. Lamb. I think that goldfish bowl is leaking. Honestly, what a mess in here. Ping-pong bat, one sandal, hammer with no head, and no handle. I'm going to clear all this junk out and put it where it belongs, in the map cupboard. Then we can use these drawers the way they're intended, for looking after important things.
Good idea, Mildred. We could keep all our biscuits in there.
Do what?
We can store our packets of biscuits alphabetically. The top drawer's marked A to D, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, A for almond creams, put them in first. Then D for digestive, behind them.
These digestives should be thrown away. They're all stale and shriveled and crumbling. They remind me of... Well, I don't know what they remind me of.
Morning to all. Morning, Mildred.
Oh, yes, I remember now.
Hello, one. I've never known you get in late as early as this.
Yes, I woke early. My wife had her radio too loud. She does like to listen to the 9 o'clock news.
Oh, dear.
Poor Mr. Lennox-Brown. I'll go and put the kettle on.
Thank you, Mildred. Yes, not too strong and only 6 lumps today. I'm cutting down.
Righty-ho, sir.
Mildred.
Yes, sir?
I have mentioned it before, as you may recall. Just try, for my sake, not to say righty-ho. It's a silly, vulgar expression.
I'm sorry, Mr. Lennox-Brown. I'll be as quick as I can with the tea.
Righty-ho, Mildred.
Mildred and I are filing the biscuits, one.
Filing the biscuits? Oh, crumbs.
The permanent undersecretary just rang.
Sir Gregory? What's he want, I wonder?
He wants you both to go straight to his office right away. He sounded dead stroppy.
Oh, dear. What have we bungled this time?
I am quite certain that we haven't bungled any work in the last month.
How can you be so sure?
Haven't done any. So do stop shaking like that, too. Your loose change, it's all falling out of your pockets, man.
Come on, one. We can't keep Sir Gregory waiting. You know what he's like.
Oh, don't be so weak, too. We don't have to be at his beck and call all the time.
Good for you, Mr. Lennox-Brown.
Yeah, show some spirit, too. He can't treat us like a couple of lackeys. I'll see Sir Gregory when I'm ready to see him.
One, remember last time?
As it happens, I'm ready to see him now. Yes, I've been meaning to have a word with him all week. Pull yourself together and knock.
Oh.
Like a man.
Very well.
It's only Sir Gregory we're going to see, not Count Dracula.
Ah, there you are.
Oh, good morning, Sir Vampire. Sir Gregory.
Come in, then.
Yes.
Don't dither about like a couple of moonstruck monkeys.
Oh.
Thank you very much, Sir Gregory. How very kind of you.
Yes. Well, it's very chilly weather.
Oh, stop all this idle chatter, Lennox-Brown. There's work to be done.
Oh.
So listen carefully.
Yes.
Our new government is most anxious to streamline and modernize the civil service.
Oh, no, not modernize the civil service. It's indecent.
It so happens I agree with them.
Very sound scheme, Sir Gregory. Long overdue, in my view.
And I want you two to modernize this ministry. Give it a new image.
You want us to do it?
Prime Minister is sending a representative to look around on Monday, and I want to impress him.
Yes, well, now, where do you suggest we start, sir?
Well, our entrance is a disgrace. Start there. Do something about the lighting.
You mean a stronger bulb, Sir Gregory? Perhaps even a 25-watt?
I mean, get rid of that naked bulb altogether and install some decent neon lighting.
But the hall porter says if the light's too bright, he can't sleep.
Oh, yes, that's another thing. That is another thing. That hall porter has got to go.
Oh, sack old Matthews?
Well, he's an appalling advertisement for a government building. Did you see him this morning? Sitting in his cubbyhole with his feet in a mustard bath, stirring his cocoa with a pipe cleaner. Most unsavoury.
Yes, I do agree, Sir Gregory. We'll try and find him a teaspoon.
Oh. Never mind that man. Get rid of him. What our entrance hall needs is an attractive receptionist.
You mean a young lady?
Yes, yes. I think we should have a 19-year-old filly sitting there with long, shiny, blonde hair cascading down her young shoulders. A neat little figure.
And we'll get her one of those long white desks.
Slim and elegant.
With twirly legs.
Curving in and out in all the right places.
Yes, and a transparent top.
By Jove, yes. No, that might be going a bit far.
Transparent top to the desk, Sir Gregory.
What?
The desk.
Oh, yes. Well, get on with it. Oh, and here's the file with further suggested improvements.
Yes, well, you just leave it to us, Sir Gregory. Yes.
And no slip-ups this time.
Go on, Mr. Matthews. What happened then?
Well, then the war come, didn't it? And all the lads went off to join the army. I saw the recruiting officer and I lied about my age.
Really?
Yeah, but it didn't do no good. I still had to go.
Did you have to kill people?
Well, it was war, wasn't it? 3 men I killed and a dozen more I hurt pretty bad.
Were you in the infantry?
No, miss, the catering corps. The best years of my life I give the army. And when I come out, what was I fit for? All porter at the ministry, that's all.
Well, you do a jolly good job for us, Mr. Matthews.
Thank you, miss.
Now, you'll see Mr. Barnes gets that message, won't you? I've got to get back to the office.
You leave it to me, miss.
Ta-ra, then.
Cheerio. Yeah, a bit of a sleep now, eh?
Ah, Matthews, we've just been, having a word with Sir Gregory about you.
Sir Gregory? What's he up to?
Well, how can we put it? The government wants some changes here, and he's anxious to move at once.
We've all got to go sometime, you know. We can't be with the civil service forever.
Sir Gregory wants to move at once?
That's what he said. Yes.
He wants the ministry to have a new image to change everything round.
So he immediately thought of you see.
Me? Course, turn the crows.
Don't you feel it's time you moved on?
Yeah, but I never... I'm a bit beflummoxed, no mistake.
Well, don't worry, my dear fellow. You'll soon get used to the idea. Goodbye.
God bless you, sir. Both on you. Hello? All porter here? Oh, it's you, Emily. Yeah, I got the kippers. But there's something more important to tell you. I've just been given Sir Gregory Pitkin's job. Yeah, me, permanent under-secretary. Oh, yeah, you always said I'd make good. And I'll do even better once I learn to read and write.
Mildred, some notes here I want you to type and send round the department.
Righty-ho, sir. More of this modernisation, is it?
Indeed it is, yes. Once Mr. Lamb and I get our teeth into a problem, we don't let up, you know.
I hear there's going to be piped music and iced water in all the offices.
That's right. And we've been updating all these ministry forms. Look here, where it said state address, I've changed that to give location of pad.
Yes, and here, you see, give full name of wife. Now, I'm altering that to who's the cool cat man.
And I see from these notes, civil servants have got to give up briefcases and umbrellas.
Oh, yes, they're much too square and old-fashioned.
But some of the men won't like this, you know, carrying Union Jack dolly bags instead.
Oh, nonsense. We've all got to move with the times, Murfin.
Where are they? Let me get my hands on them.
Well, now we are here, Sir Gregory. At least I'm here, I should say, and Lamb's crouching behind the fire bucket.
Oh, you've done it again. You incompetent, blundering pair of nincompoops.
May I offer you a cup of coffee, Sir Gregory? Yes. And how's Lady Pitkin?
You may not.
Pitkin.
I arrive at my office this morning, and who do I find in there?
Miss Bentwater from the typing pool.
I find Matthews, the hall porter, sitting in my chair with his feet up on my desk, smoking 2 of my cigars and drinking my brandy from a plastic mug.
There must be some mistake, Sir Gregory. We sacked Matthews yesterday.
Sacked him? He says you told him he was taking over my job.
I think there may be a slight misunderstanding, Sir Gregory.
Not anymore, there isn't. If he didn't know he was sacked before, he knows now. I kicked him down the back staircase personally. And if there are any more misunderstandings, I shall have great pleasure in doing the same to you two, simultaneously.
Thank you very much, Sir Gregory.
Don't forget, the PM's representative will be here on Monday. If our modernization program isn't complete by then, you two will be joining Matthews at the Labour Exchange. So jump to it!
Have you noticed, man, every time Sir Gregory shouts like that, the toes of his shoes curl up?
Really? Surely not.
And no bungling this time, or else!
Oh, Jove, you're right.
Rotten devil. Fancy kicking old Matthews on the back stairs.
Yes, well, we can't waste time worrying about trifles like that, Mildred. There's work to be done.
Yes, we've got to find a female receptionist to take Matthews' place.
Ah. All that's been attended to.
Huh?
Oh, yes. You're dealing with Lennox-Brown now, you know. Oh, my word, yes. Yes, I called in this morning at that employment agency, Rent-A-Deb.
You didn't, Van.
I did, you know. I personally chose a suitable girl, gave her notes to swat up about the ministry, and she starts on Monday.
Oh, I say, that'll put us back in Sir Gregory's good books.
I rather think it will. Pleasant girl she is, with great big...
Mr. Lennox-Brown, how could you?
brown eyes and a... What? Did you say something, Mildred?
How can you and Mr. Lambie party to it?
Party to what?
Sacking old Matthews. A poor old man thrown out of work at his age. He's worked his mittens to the bone for this department.
Oh, now, come, Mildred. It's natural for women to be emotional about these things, but we men have to be realistic, you see. Yes, I expect we'll have a whip round for the old chap, you know.
I thought of giving him a few old clothes. My landlady's got some to spare.
Whip round? Old clothes? Matthews is a human being, even if he did have some funny habits.
But Sir Gregory's made up his mind, so there's nothing we can do. Now, don't fuss, Mildred, please. Mr. Lamb and I have to nip down now to the canteen and see how our modernization plans are working.
Remember how Mrs. Granite used to stand behind the counter slopping tea straight into the cups?
Yeah.
Well, now we're installing a vending machine, so Mrs. Granite will sit inside and pour the tea out through the slot.
It's very good thinking, that, too. Yeah. And I've thought of something else.
Blooming callous. That's what they are. Cold-blooded and calloused.
Excuse me a minute, Miss Murfin.
Blimey, talk of the... Oh, poor Mr. Matthews. I thought you'd gone.
Well, I'm on my way. I just wanted to return this book you lent me. No point in an old man learning karate now.
Yeah, you're not going to take this lying down, are you? You've got to fight.
No, it's too late. I'll be gone soon as I've cleared out my little cubby hole in the hall.
It must be full of memories.
Oh, yes. And a lot more besides. There's a broken banjo, a blouse, a pair of cami-nicks, a vest. Don't know how that banjo got there.
But you mustn't just leave. I mean, you've got to hit back. Show them they can't do without you.
But they can. I hear they're having a bird instead.
Well, suppose someone rang up the agency and cancelled the girl they've ordered.
What?
There's this bigwig coming round on Monday, see?
Yeah.
And if the girl didn't turn up, they'd be in the cart, wouldn't they? Then they'd have to have you back.
Oh, God, you're giving me ideas, miss. What's the number of the agency?
Well, of course, I couldn't be involved in anything like that. But it's the Rent-A-Deb agency.
Yeah?
They're in the phone book.
Well, I I haven't been in so early on a Monday since the wife had her mother to stay.
Fancy Sir Gregory being in at this time. I suppose he wants to congratulate us before this VIP arrives.
Well, he certainly ought to be pleased. Everyone's saying what a difference we've made to the ministry.
Come.
Here we are then, Sir Gregory. Oh, please, don't get up.
I had no intention of getting up, Lennox-Brown.
There's no need for thanks, Sir Gregory. We've enjoyed working hard.
Oh, be quiet, Lamb, and speak when you're spoken to. Now, what the devil have you both been playing at? I told you to modernize the ministry, and what have you done?
Well, we've installed piped music, Sir Gregory.
Piped music?
Yes.
I queried that awful noise on Friday afternoon, and was told it was you, Lamb, sitting down in the basement with a horn gramophone, playing old-time dancing records up the water pipes.
That's right, Sir Gregory.
That is not right. Nor is it piped music. And you, Lennox-Brown, why are you wearing a mauve catsuit and a yellow corduroy cap?
Well, it's the new swinging image, huh?
Any more of this and you'll be swinging from the nearest lamppost.
Yes, very good, Sir Gregory.
I'll deal with you two later. Now, the Prime Minister's representative, Sir Norman Ball, is due here any minute. And if you've bungled the arrangements for our new receptionist, you're both in real trouble.
Oh, we haven't bungled that, Sir Gregory. Oh, dear me, no.
No, she wasn't there when I came in. Check up on it. Now.
Good Lord. I better ring the agency.
Yeah, I think you'd better.
Come to think of it, there was no one in the hall when I came through. I thought she'd popped out for a moment.
I haven't seen her either. But I knew you were dealing with it, so I felt quite confident.
Well, she probably hasn't arrived yet.
Hello?
Oh, hello. It's Lennox-Brown at the ministry here. Is that Rent-a-Deb?
Yes, Barbara Cartwheel here.
You may recall, madam, that I came in last week and selected a girl to be employed as our receptionist.
That's correct. And then she was cancelled on Friday.
What? Cancel? What do you mean cancel?
Well, someone rang and said she wasn't needed at the ministry after all. She was most upset. She set her heart on an easy number in a pleasant situation in the civil service.
Good grief, too, we're sunk. Well, pardon me, ma'am. Can you send someone else at once, or even sooner?
I'm afraid not. No, all my girls are fully booked for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, well, isn't there anyone you could send? Your cleaning lady, or your mother. You could even come yourself. We're not particular.
No, I'm afraid we cannot help you. Goodbye.
We've had it, too. Oh. No, there's no one. And Sir Gregory will be showing the top brass round any moment.
What a pantomime. Why does everything always go wrong?
Oh, I don't know. It's for a Cosby problem. Pantomime. Pantomime. That's it.
What?
The civil service Christmas pantomime. You were the best dame they've ever had.
Yes, people said they'd never seen anything like it.
Dressed as a woman, you were so feminine.
What's that got to do with our receptionist?
Well, don't you see? It's got to be someone who knows how the ministry works, right? Well, someone feminine and alluring. It's you.
But I daren't. I can't.
Of course you can. The wig and the dress are still in the club room.
No, I refuse. You can do it.
Well, how can I? I've got a moustache.
No, I won't do it. I won't.
Come out from under the desk and be a man.
But you just asked me to be a woman.
Pull yourself together, too. If there isn't a glamorous receptionist in the hall this morning, we're both for the high jump. No jobs, no salary, no pensions. Now, I'm going to prevent that. If it's the last thing you do.
Yes, Sir Norman, there have been sweeping changes at the ministry. You'll be agreeably surprised.
Venetian blinds on all the windows, I see. I hope you haven't spent too much money, Pitkin.
Oh, no. Those blinds cost nothing. They're folded ministry forms strung together with red tape.
Oh, there you are, Sir Gregory. Good morning to you, Sir Norman.
Good morning.
Sir Norman, good morning to you. The lift is ready to whisk you upstairs.
No, Harry Lennox-Brown. I'd like Sir Norman to see the hall.
Oh, glory.
Yes, we've done away with the traditional hall porter. Instead, we have a glamorous receptionist sitting at that ultra-modern desk. Let's have a word with her. I'd like her to show Sir Norman everything.
You wouldn't, you know.
No need to rush, Lennox-Brown. Good morning, my dear.
Good morning, sir.
Welcome to the ministry.
Thank you, sir.
And what is your name, child?
Richard, Raquel.
Yes, Raquel, Sir Gregory. Raquel. Now, shall we move on, sir?
A good idea to have a bit of glamour about the place, eh, Sir Norman?
Well, I suppose so. Let's have a look at the offices, Pitkin. I don't like to dilly-dally.
By the way, my dear, my office is 403. If you want anything at any time, then pop in at 5:30 and we'll have a little chat.
Come along, Pitkin.
Cozy little chat and a tiny double gin, eh? Coming, Sir Norman.
Oh, dear. I knew I shouldn't have worn these hot pants.
Oh, well done, too. I'm proud of you now. Oh, my word, yes. Welcome back to the office.
Well, you didn't tell me I'd have to sit there all day. I must get out of these awful clothes. I don't want Mildred to see me.
Oh, it's all right. I sent her off early.
I feel such a fool in these hot pants. Surely you can see my predicament.
Never mind. You fooled everyone.
I certainly did. Parker of Pensions gave me a box of chocolates, and Fumbler Grant brought me roses.
Oh, dear, dear, dear.
And I'll tell you another thing. If Mr. Bridges ever asks you to bend down and pick something off the floor, don't.
Yes, well, you can get those things off now, too. You won't need them again till tomorrow.
Yes. What? Tomorrow?
Well, of course. We can't get a girl from the agency for 2 weeks.
I'm not doing this again. I absolutely refuse.
Hello, my dear.
I won't do it, and you can't make me. Oh, hello, Sir Gregory. Hello, Sir Gregory.
Something wrong, Raquel? Is this man annoying you?
He is being rather difficult. He's trying to force me to do something I don't want to.
You bounder, Lennox-Brown.
I beg your pardon, Sir Gregory.
I think you'd better leave Lennox-Brown and give me a chance. Give me a chance to talk to Raquel. Now, off you go, man.
But, Sir Gregory,
Don't argue, man. Go now. Now.
Glory.
Now then, Raquel, you and I must get to know each other better.
Sir Gregory, I'm not the sort of girl you think I am.
They all say that, my dear.
Yeah, but I mean it.
By Jove, you are a shy little gazelle. Oh, you have a lovely figure, Raquel.
Yeah.
And a delightful...
Umbrella. I forgot my umbrella.
Oh, take it and go, Lennox-Brown.
Thank you, sir. Yes.
No, but before you do...
Yes.
Where's Lamb been all day? I haven't seen him.
Lamb, sir. Lamb. Ah, yes.
Lamb.
Well, yes, now, he's ill at home, Sir Gregory, yes. Well, you know what a funny head he's got, yes. Perhaps I should tell you about it.
No, that's enough. Go.
Are you sure?
Go.
Yes, sir.
Lamb is one of my junior executives. The sort of man you want to strangle on sight. Oh, you look very flush, my dear. Too hot, perhaps? Throw off your things. Yes. Now, where were we? Yes, I was admiring your shapely figure and your cute little dimpled knee.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
And you do have a very neat little waist and the cutest little...
Pot plant. I haven't watered the pot plant.
Lennox-Brown, stop interrupting. Oh, good Lord, is that the time? Infernal nuisance, I've got to go now. Promise to meet my wife. I'll see you tomorrow, Raquel. Promise?
I promise, Sir Gregory.
As for you, Lennox-Brown, kindly keep your hands off this innocent young girl. I saw her first.
I won't touch her, I assure you.
Bye-bye, little treasure.
It was awful, Mildred. And Mr. Lennox-Brown expects me to do it again today.
Morning, Mr. Lennox-Brown.
Two, what are you doing up here with your trousers on? Get into your dress and down in the hall.
No, I refuse.
Two, Sir Gregory will be here in a minute.
I don't care, ghastly old devil.
Two, don't talk like that, he might hear you.
Lennox-Brown.
Good morning, Sir Ghastly.
You're back, Lamb.
Yeah, am I?
Yes, it wasn't a serious complaint, you see, sir, after all. Yes. No, the doctor examined his head and said there was nothing in it.
Well, I think you both ought to take things easy for a bit. I've been driving you rather hard lately.
What?
Are you all right, Sir Gregory?
Well, I won't beat about the bush, gentlemen. I'd be glad of your cooperation. I've found myself in an awkward position. The fact is, Sir Norman just rang. They've changed their minds about modernizing the ministry.
Oh, you mean it's back to bowler hats and dusty offices, eh?
And old Matthews, can he come back?
Yes, they'd prefer a porter. That's the main problem.
Oh, Matthews will come back, Sir Gregory. He's only been sitting on the pavement outside.
Yes, it's not that aspect that worries me. It's the little girl who took his place. She'll have to go, you see.
Raquel? Go?
Yes, very distressing. Especially for me. The fact is, I got rather close to her. I don't fancy giving her notice. I was wondering if you two could tackle the job.
Oh, I see, yes. Do you think you could bring yourself to get rid of Raquel, do you think?
I think so, Ron. Especially if Sir Gregory wanted to give her a farewell gift to soften the blow.
Good idea, Lamb. What do you think? Chocolates, perfume? Or...
I thought perhaps a box of cigars.
Muddling through as the men from the ministry were Richard Murdoch and Deryck Guyler. Also featured were Norma, Ronald Baddiley and John Graham. The programme was written by Edward Taylor and John Graham and produced by Edward Taylor. Time to meet the men from the ministry. We're about to take another ride on the Whitehall Roundabout with Norma, Ronald Baddiley, John Graham, and the men from the ministry, Richard Murdoch and Deryck Guyler. Key men in the ministry set-up are the permanent under-secretaries. Sir Gregory Pitkin, for instance, not only shapes broad lines of policy, but also keeps a close eye on offices under his control. He visits them frequently to make sure everything's going smoothly.
Lamb, where's Lennox-Brown? Is he away today?
No, I think he'll be in as usual.
But it's gone 11 o'clock.
Perhaps his train took the wrong turning.
More likely a recurrence of his back trouble.
Oh, does Mr. Lennox-Brown have trouble with his back?
Yes, he can't get it off his bed in the mornings. I gather he's always late.
Well, he's always late in the morning, but to make up for it, in the afternoon he goes early.
No wonder I don't see much work from this office.
It's not our fault, sir. Our secretary's off on leave, and you haven't supplied a replacement.
Well, I can't lay my hands on a girl just when I feel like it.
It's not what I heard, Sir Gregory. What? I heard you were very good at it. Finding girls who'll do anything. Finding willing women.
No, Lamb, I've had enough of this dithering. Now, I'm here on behalf of the Civil Service Museum. They asked me to see you and Lennox-Brown.
The Civil Service Museum?
Don't panic. They don't want you as exhibits. Not till they open a chamber of horrors.
Very amusing, Sir Gregory.
Then why aren't you laughing?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't bother. The point is, the General Assistance Department has been going for centuries, so there may be items of historical interest around.
When Mildred gets back, she can look in our drawers.
No, you and Lennox-Brown start sorting now. Sift all shelves and cupboards. Documents of interest go straight to the museum. Other old stuff you throw away.
But what about our work for the Ministry of Transport?
Well, get on with that as well. It should have been finished last week. And what are these golf clubs doing?
Morning, Joe. Thought I'd get in early today. I hear you know who's on the warpath.
One, Sir Gregory.
Yes, that old goat.
Lennox-Brown.
Old stone face. Oh, Sir Gregory.
Lennox-Brown, Sir Gregory.
Sir Gregory.
Or old Stoneface.
No.
As I'm known to people who'll shortly be leaving. Ignoring your rudeness and the fact that you're 2 hours late. Why are these golf clubs in your office?
Part of our work for the Ministry of Transport.
Yes.
What have golf clubs to do with the Ministry of Transport?
They're worried about wooden-headed drivers.
Lamb means, sir, that we are comparing golf techniques with motoring.
I can't waste any more time here. Those transport jobs should be over and done with. Now get on with that new job at once.
Going to be one of those days, I can tell.
Sir Gregory won't bother us again till after lunch.
Yeah, so it's not only him, too. I had a letter on Friday from my sister in America.
In America?
My sister Jane went to America just after the war as a GI bride. Now, I haven't seen her since, but she sends me a photo of her family every year. Now, look, here's the latest one. Have a look at that.
Oh, yes, listen. Well, I say, 1, 2, 3, 12 children?
It's a very remote part of the States. There's not a lot to do.
I like that little one in front with the red hat. He takes after you.
2. That is their garden gnome. The trouble is they've sent one of the children to London on an educational trip. Little girl, Luella, arriving today, apparently.
Your niece is arriving today. How exciting. Which one of these is little Luella?
Well, according to the letter, Luella's the one on the end.
Oh, yes.
You see, there, that beastly-looking child with a lollipop.
Are you going to meet her at the airport?
Oh, no. My brother's doing that. She'll be staying with him, too, thank heavens. But he's tied up all afternoon, so he's going to dump her on me for 3 hours.
What fun. I love children, you know. I used to take my little nephew to the zoo, but then he had trouble with the keepers.
You mean they wanted to keep him?
Yeah. He used to feed buns to the elephants, only he could never tell which was the trunk and which was the tail, and all was rather embarrassing. He's a very precocious lad.
Is he?
Yes, he walked into an off-licence the other day and asked for cigarettes and beer.
Did he?
The girl said, "Do you want to get me into trouble?" And he said, "No, I just want cigarettes and beer."
That is very interesting, too. But my problem is, how do I cope with this child in the office?
We'll enjoy it, one. We can all play games. Let's go out and buy her some toys.
Oh, all right. I suppose it's better than working. Oh, Two, pull yourself together, will you? You've been cycling around the office on that tricycle for over 10 minutes.
Yes, and isn't it fun?
Yes, well, come off it at once. It's my turn.
Oh, all right. If I can borrow your gun.
Well, the target's pinned on the door. I scored 4 out of 6.
Oh, I can do better than that. Here we go. Ready, aim.
Now then, you two.
Fire.
I want a word of...
Two, look what you've done.
Where did my sucker stick go?
If you look closely, you can just see the tip protruding from Sir Gregory's mouth. Oh, Sir Gregory, sir. Oh, sir. Are you all right, sir?
I'm terribly sorry, Sir Gregory, if I shot you in the mouth. I'm not used to such a big target. I just meant to shoot a little sucker. That's to say...
Be quiet. Lennox-Brown, what the devil is going on in here? Playpen in the middle of the office. Lamb running amok with a toy gun. Is he into his second childhood?
I'll put a stop to this childishness, sir. Just give me time to get off this tricycle.
There's a teddy bear on your desk. Am I going out of my mind? But for pity's sake, Lennox-Brown, answer my question. What is going on here?
Well, you see, Sir Gregory, I'm expecting a child.
I am going out of my mind, yes. Well, I'll go and have a lie down, that's right.
I think we've upset Sir Gregory, one.
Yes, well, there's no time to fret about that. Little Luella will be here any minute. Now, let's put the tricycle in the map cupboard, and then we can surprise her with it.
Yes, all right.
See? Oh, dear. Hello, General Assistance Department.
Hall porter here. Some visitors for you. Blooming nuisance.
That will be my brother and my niece. Bring them up, would you?
Well, I couldn't do that. I'm just washing my socks. I always wash them first Friday in the month.
Matthews, leave your socks and bring my visitors up.
Well, I've sent them up on their own already.
Thank you, Matthews. No, the sooner Matthews is computerized, the better.
Luella's here, is she? What fun.
Yes, they're already on their way up.
Well, we just have time to put on our funny hats. Children love that sort of thing. Give me mine. Yes.
There's a false nose in mine. What do you think of that? I say, do you think that's going a bit too far?
No, it's a great improvement. I'll hide under my desk and do my animal impressions when she comes in.
Good idea. Oh, I say, that'll be little Luella now yet. Come in, my dear.
Pardon me, have I butted in on a happening? I was looking for Mr. Lennox-Brown.
Well, I am Lennox-Brown, madam.
You're Uncle Deryck? Well, why are you wearing that false nose and funny hat?
Moo, moo. I'm a moo cow.
Say, who is that under the desk? Is he for real?
Just a moment. Did you say Uncle Deryck? You mean you are Luella?
Yeah, that's right.
Now I'm a pussycat. Meow.
Is that an old British custom?
Look, you can't be Luella. I mean, you're...
I'm Clara, the friendly hen.
Oh, that'll do, too. You've just laid an egg. Come on out of there.
What's happening, man? Who's this young lady?
This is my niece, Luella.
Oh, yes.
Luella, this is Mr. Lamb. We thought you were a child. Well, I mean, the picture, you see. I mean, your mother said you were a... Here, look at that there, on the end. You see that?
Oh, no, that end's my kid sister. This is me of this end. Uncle George sends his regards. He saw me up to your office, and then he had to go for an appointment.
Oh, well, welcome to London, my dear.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, I've looked forward so much to seeing Britain. You know, Ma figures from your letters you're just about running this country, Uncle Deryck.
Oh, yes. Well, you could say that, yes.
What exactly do you do here?
Here, yes. Well, now, you see, we are the General Assistance Department. Yes. We tell everyone else what to do. Oh, my word, yes. The Prime Minister, the Chancellor...
Sir Gregory Pitkin.
What? Where?
No. I mean, we tell him what to do.
Oh, yes, by Jove, yes. He's one of our juniors, Luella.
What's this file on your desk?
That's from the Ministry of Transport. Yeah, we're sorting out some jobs that they couldn't manage, you see.
I have 4 degrees in technology. Perhaps I could help on these transport problems.
You could?
Still, you probably won't want little old me prying into this high-powered work of yours.
Oh, well, now, on the contrary, Luella, I mean, we'd be delighted. We don't need help, of course. Oh, no. But, I mean, it might be useful experience for you. Study the file, my dear. Give Luella a pencil and paper.
There. I think that's tied up everything.
What are your answers, just as a matter of interest, you know?
Well, 1, your recommended route for the safe driving rally is, I'm afraid, unsound. London to Brighton and straight on. 2, on the data here, the New Surrey motorway will take 3 years, 4 months to complete.
Very good, Luella. Yes, my own conclusions, exactly. Here, there's just one other point on that motorway business, though. Now, as you see, we've ordered a footbridge at Mutton Hill, but local societies are protesting. They say it'll spoil the view.
Well, why cross overhead? Why not tunnel underneath?
Yes. Go underneath. Yes, I had that in mind all along, of course. Let's build a tunnel instead.
But
yes.
This pedestrian bridge design, we've paid a lot of money for it.
Well, just turn the plan upside down and say it's a pedestrian subway. Well, I'm glad you've had a chance to see how the ministry works. Dare say you've learned something?
Oh, I sure have.
Yes.
And now I must leave you, Uncle Deryck, and look round swinging London. What's on these days?
Well, my landlady, Mrs. Bratby, is holding a whist drive in her front room this evening. Would you like to come along? The only trouble is it goes on very late, possibly past 9 o'clock.
I was handed 2 tickets for a lecture on blushing. Would you be interested?
Thank you, Uncle Deryck. I never blush. Tonight I'm going to an all-night party in Chelsea. Then I'm flying to Paris for breakfast. But thanks for looking after me. Bye.
I didn't quite gather, is she coming to the whist drive or not? No. I hope Sir Gregory is pleased with that transport work we did yesterday.
Well, he won't be satisfied, for we've sorted these papers as well. Now, have you found anything for the museum yet?
No, it's all a load of old rubbish.
What's that you've got at the moment, then? What's it?
General Assistance Department must have been helping the Admiralty.
Huh?
It's a letter from someone called Nelson notifying a change of address. Apparently he's moved in with a Lady Hamilton.
I don't know why they bother to keep these things. Throw it away.
Yes, there's just the old chest and the map cupboard.
Ah, right. Well, let's do the chest first, shall we? By Jove, look at all these cobwebs. By George, this stuff must be very old.
I can't make this document out. It says, a lift of fundry supplies now on fail in the fops.
Let me see that. Wait a minute.
There you are.
Ah, yes. Well, in these old days, too, you see, they used to write S's like F's. See?
That could have been very awkward.
Now, this is a list of newly imported goods the department had studied for tax purposes.
What sort of thing?
Well, wait a minute. What's it say here? Potatoes, extremely tough, it says. Thick fruit will never replace the apple.
Well, the museum won't want that.
No,
It isn't even written properly.
Hi there, Uncle Deryck, Mr. Lamb.
Oh, Luella, this is a pleasant surprise. We thought you were over in Paris.
Oh, no, only for breakfast. I flew back at 10 o'clock. And I felt I just had to have another look at this crazy ministry.
Oh.
I just fell in love with this place. It's so antique and moldy and decaying.
Thank you very much.
Mind you, there's one guy here got fresh ideas. Coming up in the lift, would you believe this guy pinched me?
Where?
Between the first and the second floors. Well, he won't do that again in a hurry. I slapped him so hard his ears lit up.
Served him right, by Jove.
What important and vital work are you on today?
We have to check through our cupboards and files for things of historic interest.
Say, that's fascinating. Can I help like yesterday?
Oh, well, if it gives you pleasure, you don't mind if Luella helps again, do you, Tom?
Oh, not at all.
No.
Perhaps she could sort through the map cupboard while we finish off the chest.
Yes, it's a good idea, that. It's over there, Luella, dear.
Oh,
you see.
gee, thanks.
Yes.
Say, there's a mountain of stuff in here.
Yeah, I hope we can find some suitable things. Sir Gregory seems very keen on this museum business.
Yes, well, keep looking, too. Keep looking.
Yes.
Hey, wait a minute. Didn't you say there was a message from Sir Gregory that he's coming in at 12?
Yeah, oh dear, that's now. And we've still got nothing to show him.
Yes, but not only that, but Luella's here.
Oh, Lord.
And you told her we run this department.
Well, you started that one.
Yes, but you brought up Sir Gregory. You told her he was our junior. And any moment now he'll be in here bullying us and ordering us about. You know what he is.
Yes. I read it on a wall in the washroom. How embarrassing. Lucky Luella's in the map cupboard. Perhaps they won't meet.
Yes, well, quick. Move her things out of sight, too.
You're right.
Now then, you two.
Oh, too late.
I understand from the museum that they've not yet heard from you.
Well, now, we can explain that, Sir Gregory.
So can I, Lennox-Brown, so can I. It's partly because you're never here till 11. Partly because you run this office like a circus.
Oh.
And mainly because you're a pair of idle, incompetent layabouts.
But apart from that, Sir Gregory, you're quite pleased with us?
Be quiet, Lamb. What's that on your desk, Lennox-Brown? Looks like a woman's handbag.
Yes, but that is a woman's handbag, sir. Yes, I find it's much roomier than the briefcase. More room.
Good Lord, and there's a pink headscarf beside it.
Yes, well, now that's Mr. Lamb's to go with his pink head. It's his new image, you see.
And there's a smell of perfume in here.
That could be my aftershave, Sir Gregory.
Aftershave? It smells like a Turkish bordello.
I wouldn't know, sir. I've never eaten one.
And why are you standing with your back to the map cupboard door?
Oh, the catch isn't working, sir. Lamb has to stand there, you see.
Yes.
Or it swings open.
Oh, I see, Lamb. You've at last found a job to fit your intelligence. As a doorstop. Well, I think you're hiding something in there.
No,
Out of my way, Lamb.
No, Sir Gregory,
No. What's this? A woman in the cupboard. I might have known.
Hey, you're the randy bum who pinched me in the elevator.
Yeah. Well, look here, my dear young lady. There's no need to be offended. A slip of the hand, I assure you.
Well, here's another slip of the hand from me.
Oh!
You ought to be ashamed of yourself. A man of your age trying to molest young girls. Now get out of here.
Very well. Yeah, but it was only a bit of fun, you know. No.
Good Lord. That was Sir Gregory Pitkin, the permanent undersecretary.
Well, I do wish you'd keep your junior staff under better control.
Junior staff? What? Oh, yes, quite, yes. Yeah, well, I'll give Pitkin a good talking to later. Yes. Well, next week, you know. Maybe.
Thank you, Uncle Deryck. Now listen, I just found the most fantastic document in your cupboard.
Not Mr. Lamb's certificate for biggest marrow-in show.
No, this is important. It's signed by your King George III. Look.
George? Oh, it's rather faint, my dear. Would you read it out to me?
By this document, let it be known that His Royal Majesty has been graciously pleased to give to the settlers in the Americas and to their descendants all that piece and parcel of land known as Whitehall. Wishing them withal the best of British luck, signed this 4th day of May, 1790.
What's all that about?
Oh, don't you understand? It's an agreement signed by your King George III giving Whitehall to America.
Yes, well, I mean, that's very amusing, but George III's dead now. Oh, throw it away, will you?
No, Uncle Deryck.
But he must be dead.
I mean, no, you can't throw it away.
What?
I must take this to the American Embassy right now.
The American Embassy? Why?
Because all this street belongs to us, to the United States. It says so right here.
Here is the news read by John Curl. Following confirmation of the report that Whitehall is officially American territory, the United States government has announced its plans for this famous London street. The buildings are to be leased to big American firms operating in Europe, among them the Texas Hamburger Corporation, Kohler Oil, Dakota Paint, and the giant film company Milwaukee Talkies. A spokesman said the Dakota Paint Company would need several buildings, and several buildings needed Dakota Paint. British civil servants are already moving out of their traditional offices to continue their work in tents and marquees in St. James's Park. Displaced ministers are conducting their business in a large brick building in Hyde Park. One described it as a great convenience. The 2 British civil servants involved in the discovery of the George III document have been asked to stay on in their Whitehall office to assist the American arrivals.
How do you like the new setup, eh?
Rather exciting, isn't it? I had to get off my bike at the top of Whitehall for passport control and customs.
Well, these Americans really mean business, don't they?
They certainly do.
Yeah.
The customs man confiscated my sausage sandwiches. A hazard to health, he said.
Oh, well, never mind. We get a free lunch in the restaurant. Yes, these American firms really pamper their people, don't they? You've seen the iced water in the hall?
Yes, and life's so much easier with these Yankee chaps. They're all so gentle and courteous. Such a change from Sir Gregory Pitkin.
Good morning, gentlemen, good morning. What, not started work yet?
Oh, good morning.
Hi there.
I'm here to get things moving. Greg Slatkin's the name, Greg Slatkin III.
How do you do? I'm Richard Lamb, Jr., the first.
Lovely day for the time of the year.
Okay, cut the cackle. Now, I want some changes around here. You can take down that picture for a start.
But that's a photograph of our Prime Minister. Don't you recognize the dazzling smile?
Take it down and put up this picture instead.
Oh, the great American grizzly bear, unless I'm much mistaken.
You are. That's a photo of my wife. Mrs. Slatkin.
It's really rather charming, that.
Yeah, and another thing. Now you're working for an American company, you work American hours.
American hours?
Correct. From now on, you 2 will start work in this office at 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock, eh? That will be nice. We'll have the whole day free.
7 o'clock in the morning. You'll break for a working lunch from 1 till 5 after 1. And you may go home at 9 in the evening. Unless I decide you'll work late. Get it?
Got it.
Good.
Oh, dear. Does that chap remind you of anyone? I can't take much more of this one.
Oh, no, me too. This past week's been the worst in my life.
We just don't seem to be able to please Mr. Slatkin. He told me yesterday to upgrade my throughput ratio and boost my collateral turnover.
What does that mean?
2 minutes less for lunch.
Yes, if only Llewellyn hadn't found that document. Yeah, where is it, by the way? Where is it?
Mr. Slatkin brought it in yesterday. He told me to have it framed.
Pass it over, would you, too?
What for?
Well, I'd like to study it a little more closely. I have a very good legal brain. There may be some holes in it.
There you are.
Thank you.
I say, there's something written on the back.
By George, so there is. I hadn't noticed that before.
What does it say?
Wait a minute now. It says, P.S. His Majesty King George III wishes to make it clear that the Whitehall referred to in this document is the town of Whitehall, Alabama. Thank you.
Whitehall, Alabama? So he didn't give away our Whitehall after all?
No, you see what this means, too? Things can go back to normal. Come on, there's a lot to be done. Come on.
Here is the news read by John Cole. Following the discovery by a vigilant ministry investigator that Whitehall, London is not United States territory after all, American firms are vacating their premises there. But it's understood that the Texas Hamburger Corporation, anxious to remain in the area, are negotiating a lease of Buckingham Palace. This will provide them with central offices and the royal family with additional income. British civil servants will be returning to their Whitehall offices as soon as the iced water dispensers have been replaced with hot tea machines.
Oh, it's lovely to be working for the dear old ministry again.
Oh, my word, it certainly is, too. Do you know, I'd even be pleased to see Sir Gregory pop in.
Oh, I want a word with you two.
Well, fairly pleased.
Morning, Sir Gregory.
I'm very puzzled about that clause you found on the back of the old agreement. I could have sworn there was nothing there when I examined it.
You're quite right, Sir Gregory. There wasn't a clause on the back when you first saw it.
What? Two, what are you talking about?
I've got to confess, I wrote it in the other day.
You forged that clause on the document?
It didn't really seem wrong. Everyone was having to work so hard. The Americans didn't really want to be here anyway, and I'm sorry, Sir Gregory.
Sorry? Well done, my boy.
What?
Two, you've never done anything so clever in your life. You've had a sudden rush of brains to the head.
Yes, you're quite right. The American government was finding the whole thing embarrassing. They're quite happy with the outcome.
Then you're not angry.
My boy, I never thought you had it in you. It seems I must eat my words. Take a week's leave. 3 days. And that Whitehall document, where is it now? We wouldn't want anyone examining it too closely, what?
Don't worry, Sir Gregory. They'd need an X-ray to do that.
An X-ray?
I thought I'd better eat my words, too.
You mean you ate the document?
Torn up with milk and sugar. Tasted like parchment cornflakes.
Muddling through as the men from the ministry were Richard Murdoch and Deryck Guyler. Also featured were Norma, Ronald Baddiley and John Graham. The programme was written by Edward Taylor and John Graham and produced by Edward Taylor.